Welcome to Six Rings and Counting. I'm your host, Corey Idle, and joining me, as always, to explain maybe that counting will be happening in 2030, 7 rings and counting, my friend, Mr. Lou Willard. Lou, how are you holding up during these days?
Man, this is ridiculous. I'm getting pissed. Starting to get ridiculous. Now, I have a lot of good faith, but it's wearing out fast. What are we doing? We signing 34-year-old cornerbacks. Dude still got a little gas left in his tank, though. I'll give him that. But he's 34. I said we need. If you watch our shows, go back and watch the past shows, people. I said we needed to go after we got DK. We needed to go corner, D lineman. We did, and we went 34 years old and 31 years old.
Yep.
Nobody in their 20s. I mean, you signing dudes that's too old to be my kid. I'm 51. I mean, can we get somebody that could be my kid?
Yep.
Age-wise?
To give you an example, you signed Daniel Ikule.
Yeah.
And you signed Malik Harrison, right?
Yeah.
2-year, $10 million deal. That's good. That's very user-friendly, I would say.
And we all know I'm not going to criticize Malik.
No.
We already know.
Nope.
We already know.
But to compare him to what was probably considered, or who was probably considered the best D lineman, or one of the best D linemen, Milton Williams, he signed a 4-year, $104 million deal with $51 million guaranteed at signing, including a $24 million signing bonus with the Patriots. So, is it a bad deal?
My problem.
No. Are you kicking the can? Yes.
And here's my problem. And this is the feedback I'll get. And look, this is the one time that I concede that the listener will be right when they blast my ass for saying this.
Okay.
The money should go on the offensive side of the ball. So
Yes.
Mr. Milton was not in play.
No.
Mr. Malik Harrison was.
Yep.
The guy from New England was. We got to hope they work. But Darius Slay was.
Right.
I thought we could have got somebody a little younger at corner. And if they were going to spend any money on defense, which they're clearly not, it would have been Asante Samuel Jr., who's still on the market.
Yes.
And they signed another corner whose name slips my mind. But I thought if you were going to combine those two, maybe you could have put that contract together and got Asante.
Yeah, but we also signed Brandon Eccles. The terms are undisclosed. It's a 2-year contract. That's all we know right now. And Darius signed for 1 year, $10 million.
So we still weren't matching Asante's contract. So I get why they did it. So they're doing exactly what I asked them to do. So I can't bitch and complain too much about that. They're doing enough on the defensive side of the ball to stay relevant. But the problem is, how many more offensive pieces can you get? And I told y'all last week, Cooper Kupp was going northwest to Seattle, where he's from. His ass played for Seattle now. He was never coming to Pittsburgh as much as we would want him. Godwin, that's the one that shocked me. Chris Godwin turned down $20 million to stay in Tampa Bay. That's a guy who's a businessman. You'll never make that because first off, NFL contracts are not NBA or baseball contracts. They're not guaranteed.
Correct.
So it looks like he'll never get that 20 back, but he'll get that 20 back after he's done playing through businesses, buildings, real estate,
and just saving on no state taxes in Florida.
No state taxes. He'll get it. He'll never make that 20, but he'll make another 20.
Yep.
So he's fine. But I thought for a second we had a shot at him. And then Cincinnati shocked the world with signing Jamar Chase like they did, unless that's a lie, unless I got bad
and
information.
T. Higgins. No, they signed both T. Higgins and Jamar Chase today. The contracts Jamar Chase agreed to terms on a 4-year, $161 million extension. T. Higgins agreed to a 4-year, $115 million deal. What in the hell are they doing?
Took so long. What in the hell took so long?
What took so long? And honestly, this is like you said, this isn't the NBA. You're not putting out 5 starters and maybe 3 bench players come off on the regular. You got a 53-man roster you got to fill, cousin.
And that's what I'm saying. What took so long? Because now you've whopper jawed up. So you've sacrificed the defense is what you've done.
Oh,
because if you're going to do that on offense, number one, Chase Brown is walking when his contract's up because they won't be able to pay him.
Yep.
So he's walking. When his rookie deal's up, I think he has 2 more years on it or whatever. So they're going to run him in the ground, as I would too, because they won't be able to pay him. And then what are you going to do defensively? You're going to go get a bunch of guys veterans that you hope can piece together enough to keep teams to 27 points or less because you're scoring 34.
Yep, 100%.
Because you can't sacrifice the offensive line. Because why are you going to spend? You got $500 million wrapped up in 3 players on the offense. There's no way in hell you can give up the offensive line. The next $250 million got to go to the line. You have to win games 48-47.
Yep.
52-48. Who cares how you win them? You have to outscore people because you can't pay anybody else.
Yep.
They waited too long. They're waiting too long, like Pittsburgh is waiting too long, dicking around with this quarterback.
Well, what's funny is when you were talking about the Bengals and what they're going to have to do on defense, they're going to have to go out and get guys on 1-year deals. A lot of those guys are 34-year-old cornerbacks, are 31-year-old defensive linemen. Why is Pittsburgh got the same damn strategy as the Bengals do with none of the money wrapped into this? Like, we're not hamstrung and we are acting like we have no wiggle room or no options to do anything. Why are we not calling the Saints every single day, who are desperate to get rid of cap room, begging them to trade for Derek Carr? Yeah. I don't care how much he costs. I don't, because he's better than the locker room breaker. He's better than the union buster. He's better than Russell Wilson. Look at the team you got set up now. You got Pickens and DK on the ends. What do they like to do? Go deep. What does Derek Carr have? A friggin' cannon for a right arm.
Yeah.
You got a good offensive line, so you don't have to worry about him running too much. Everything's hopefully going to work out with Jalen Warren.
And Kenneth Gainwell. They'll be a formidable duo. They're not running over top of anybody.
No.
But there's guys they'll pick up in the draft. If you can get the kid, you get one of these Ohio State running backs in the 3rd, 4th round. If they last that long. I mean, if they could pick up a Travion Henderson, or Quentin Johnson, oh man, that backfield is solid because those dudes can go.
Yep,
they can go,
and they're built a lot like Jalen. They'll hit,
and
here's the kicker: the contact.
They may come in and start because they're that good.
Yep.
This Quentin Johnson is good. I've watched Ohio State. Well, we all know I watch every Ohio State game. And I'm sitting there telling anybody that would listen, as much as I love Travion Henderson, number one, because this college versus pro, Quentin Johnson is the better pro player.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a better professional player. And here's the kicker. Travion Henderson is going to be a really good pro player. So what does that tell you about the other kid?
Right.
They're going to be good. Snag one of them in the 3rd or 4th round. What I see Pittsburgh doing now, besides frustrating the hell out of everybody, me included, is looking to take a Quinn Ewers in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round and going forward with him. And we might see a situation where Mason Rudolph starts the first 6 games
Yep.
And then here comes this kid from Texas, who, by the way, can play. And I know before y'all start in the comments, yes, he started at Ohio State. You know why? Because that's the best place to go play college football if you want to go to the pros, period.
Yep.
Nonetheless, the kid can play. He held off Arch Manning, held him
Hmm.
off with a pulled oblique and held him off. This kid can play. I think Pittsburgh's going to try to steal him in that third or fourth round. Even if they get Aaron Rodgers, they're going to draft this
Oh yeah.
kid. And this kid is the future. They're getting Jackson Dart or they're getting Quinn Ewers. And that's going to be your quarterback in
Yeah. Let's
2026.
chop this up here a little bit because I do want to get into this more. Because after our show came out last week, where we mentioned Will Howard also being a good fit in the third, fourth, even fifth round
Yeah,
because of his
yeah.
combine, and reports came out from Steelers front office. They love Jackson Dart and they love Will Howard. Those are their two guys so far.
Well,
They're
because
like
he's
really looking
smart.
at. Oh, exactly. He'll protect the ball. He'll be a little more. He'll be a lot like Bo Nix was, just without so much of the running. But Bo Nix was
Yeah.
really smart with the football this year.
And he's been around, he's played a million college games. So he has experience.
Right, exactly.
He's not
But
going to football the game up for you.
let's just say we have a worst case scenario where Tennessee, New York, and Cleveland. I know I mixed those last two up, but so Tennessee, Cleveland, New
Yeah.
York Giants all take quarterbacks. I don't think so, but let's just say it happens. We go Shador or we go Cam, Shador, Jackson Dart. 1, 2, 3. Are we punting on the first round? Like, are we just picking up somebody in the first round to help us on defense, best available player? Are we trying to trade to fall back? I mean, what do you think we're going to end up
Eh,
doing if these guys aren't there?
you're going defensive line.
Okay.
Both of those Michigan guys aren't going before the Mason Graham we always talk about.
Yep.
Unfortunately, everything you look at, he's not getting out of the top 5 because he's that good. But his teammate is not getting out of the first round, which means you still may have a shot at him. You
Right.
don't have a shot at Graham, but you got a shot at his teammate. And that's still a good addition because the guy you just signed is 31. Not an old man, and he can still give you some downs, but that allows these two guys to spell Cam, who is an
Right.
older man with 11, 12,000 plays under his belt already.
Hmm.
So it'll give you a work in. They're confident in it. Darius Slay can hold his own. Can he
Hmm.
hold it for 17 games? I don't know, but I don't think so. But do you need to replace him in the first round? I don't think so. But
Right.
I do know in the first 2 rounds you have to get a defensive lineman. You
Okay.
have to. You have to.
Is
But
there any chance you see you because you know the history of this team way better than most people? Is there any chance, based on our history, that we are going to actually move up in the draft?
the
Are we going to
reason
get
I say
aggressive?
the reason I say no this year is because you already gave up your second round pick to
Yeah.
get DK. If that didn't happen, then I would absolutely say yes. And what I've seen lately is no one likes Shador Sanders. No one
Hmm.
likes him. And then all of a sudden it's because he's black. And first off, get the hell out of here with that. Look at all these look at the Super Bowl. All black quarterbacks. I'm not trying to hear that argument anymore.
No.
If you want to say teams shy away from him because they know they got to deal with his daddy, that's fair game. Just
Yep.
like in the NBA, the LeVar Ball boys, the
Yep.
Ball boys,
100%.
you got to deal with his daddy. So if you can handle that, which Mike Tomlin can handle Deion Sanders, Mr. Rooney can handle Deion Sanders.
Hmm.
And the reason being is not because they're better men than Deion Sanders, it's because Deion Sanders respects them. So he's not going to come at them like he's going to come at a Brian Daboll on the Giants.
Right.
He's
Exactly.
He respects them. He's going to have a conversation with them. He's not going to talk at them. He'll talk with them. And I've seen several mocks that say Shador slides to the Steelers at 21. And I guarantee you, if he's there at 21, there's your pick.
If I'm Dion, I'm leveraging for him to be there at 21 or for him to be a Steeler one way or another, even if he gets picked and traded later, because Mike Tomlin's contract is up in 2 years. We all know what Dion wants to do. He wants to coach his boy in the NFL. Fair enough. A lot of people would want to do that. I don't blame him. He might actually have the ability. But there's nobody's offering him a coaching position. I'm just saying.
You just made my heart skip a beat. Now I'm gonna need a defibrillator.
I'm just saying.
Take me a minute to get used to Dion.
Dion is a chess player. He is not playing checkers.
But he is not a Pittsburgh Steelers head coach.
No,
look at the head
not
coaches
at all.
they have.
I'm not saying that to be excited. I'm saying that as a kind of a warning.
Where
be careful what you wish for.
Oh no. But Dion ain't running shit in the NFL. He ain't running shit in the NFL. He can just bully some coaches,
right,
and some organizations. This is just the Steelers are just one that he can't.
Right.
So we're not even worried about that. So if we do get Shador, Dion will be around as I would if they drafted my kid. And I was a professional player. Look at Joey Porter. He's always around, but he ain't trying to tell them what to do.
Right.
And they ain't going to listen if he did.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
100%.
So it will be the same situation. But the bottom line is the kid needs some time to sit and watch because he hasn't played a lot. He came from 1AA, then he had his stint at Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
But now you don't want to just throw him to the fire.
Right.
So if you, this is where I don't understand what Pittsburgh's thinking. This is where you really do need to bring back a Russell Wilson who will stay over and teach this kid. Aaron Rodgers ain't doing that. He sees him as competition because he knows he's more athletic. And so is every other kid come out to draft. Clearly, they're more athletic than a 42-year-old quarterback. They don't have the pedigree that he has.
Right.
But Rodgers is just salt in a wound in an organization who does not have salt in the wound. This isn't what Pittsburgh does. Why are we waiting around on him?
That's okay. You let us hear. I'm a good.
I went down too many different.
I'm going to drink
down
too
many rabbit holes.
Yeah, we're just going to forego the whole conversation like this is a normal thing. This is what frustrates me. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. This isn't Mike Tomlin. This isn't Omar. This is an organizational piece where you used to have players that wanted to play there because of what they mean to the NFL as a whole, what their daddies taught them growing up. It was always the Cowboys or it was the Steelers in the 70s. That's who you were a fan of. Or the Raiders. Maybe the Raiders. But the Steelers, Cowboys was it in those days. And that's where a lot of these kids' parents grew up. That's what they watched on through the years. So you have that leverage and you're not using it. And not only are you not using it, you got guys like Justin Fields, who's not a for sure thing, wanting to go to the Jets because you disrespected him. Justin Fields feels disrespected by you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not... It's one thing if we're suffering through Bubby Brister years or, the Neil O'Donnell days. Where we're sort of winning, but we're not really, and we're a quarterback away. We have options. We should be in a position where people want to come here, not dictate to us not even dictate the terms of their contract like Aaron Rodgers is. The entire free agent market at quarterback is being dictated by this one person. Nobody wants to do anything until Aaron signs. And I would say that, and I'd go sign Russell Wilson today.
See,
And because
and
here's my thing is, what is the guarantee that Russell Wilson signs after now you've disrespected him?
and here's the kicker. This is your this is where you're right, and this is where I'll disagree with you a little bit. Is you're right, and the Steelers are allowing a guy to hold them hostage for whatever reason.
Yep.
He's done nothing for you but beat you in a Super Bowl.
Yep.
He's the reason you don't have 7 rings. He's the reason this show's not called 7 Rings and Counting.
Yep.
Him and Mendenhall fumbling the ball at the 48-yard line. Nonetheless, there's guys that still want to come here, but they can't want to come here and hold their money up because other teams are offering them money. Justin Fields, Sam Darnold was always going west because that's where his old coordinator was at. You had no shot at him, which I didn't want him anyway.
Nope.
I did not want Sam Darnold. I would take a Derek Carr because it's for a year. Why we haven't approached Jameis Winston, who wants to be a teacher and a future coach, is beyond me because you're drafting a young guy.
That's it.
So I don't understand why, but you went and got Mason, who will do the same thing when you get the young guy. But in the meantime, Justin at least going to make the game more exciting than Mason Rudolph will. But then you also have Russell Wilson, who wants to come here. So there's guys that want to come. So what's making this one dude? Why are you letting this one dude who's done nothing for you, who's done fuck all for the Steelers organization, hold you up? And he's no. So look, as much trouble as this clown has caused already, you'd be happy if they got to the playoffs and won a game and then got beat? No, you wouldn't. Would you be happy if they got to the AFC Championship game and lost? No, you would not. This is Super Bowl or bust if you bring this clown in, because that's what he's making it. Ghosting people, not returning calls. Some of these cats that you hear from the Steelers beats, they know I trust. I've been watching them for years. Yeah. They know what's going on. Somebody's leaking them. Look, all these teams leak something. Nothing gets out that they don't want out. Anything you hear leaked by certain people, Aditi, Mike, I forget their last names, can't pronounce them both, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
When their stuff comes out, it's because Pittsburgh wants it out.
Right. It's like Adam Schefter, just for Pittsburgh.
Exactly. And to hear Aaron Rodgers is ghosting them, okay, let me help you out. Don't call us back.
Yeah.
I'm calling Russ right now. Hey, man, come on back. You the starter. Unless Mason just flat out play you, which ain't going to happen. But you're the starter. And guess what we're doing? We're drafting a quarterback in the first 2 rounds. And I expect you to teach him, if you can't, say so now, so we can get rid of you and find somebody who can.
Yep.
That's it.
And by the way, that conversation also should be had with Aaron Rodgers. Now, we know he's not going to do it.
Then
but
why
that's
bring
the
him
problem. Exactly. That's the problem. If you can't talk to Aaron Rodgers like you can talk to every other player on that roster, he should not be on that team. End of the discussion.
Why bring him in?
There are stories everywhere coming out of New England during the Brady years when they were literally winning every fucking Super Bowl, where the first team meeting of the season, Belichick would set everybody down. He would show Tom Brady in the biggest screw up he made that last season and then rip his ass apart for 20 minutes. And it was simply to show everyone in that locker room, you are no different than anybody else.
Everybody's available. Everybody's on the table. Everybody's accountable.
Yep.
This dude don't want to be accountable.
Nope.
He don't want to be accountable.
No. And that's not even an opinion at this point.
No, it's a
he
fact.
has told you who he is. He told you who he was last year. We covered it last time. They started losing. He blamed his receivers. They gave him the receivers he wanted. He blamed the coach, got him fired. They gave him the coach he wanted. He blamed the media, got into a pissing argument with Ryan Clark.
And lost.
And lost badly. badly.
I mean, you're dealing with a dude whose family don't want to talk to him.
Yeah.
I mean, sooner or later, man, if somebody walk in this room and call me an asshole, they may not like me. The
Yep.
next 20 people walk in and call me an asshole, I'm probably an asshole.
Yep. Even if it is for a year, here's the question I would honestly have to
If
ask
it's for a
myself.
year, if it's for a year, Corey, it has to be a Super Bowl, or it was
That
a wasted year.
that's what I'm saying. Even if it is, what is the cost analysis benefit here, right? Profit loss here. What are the P&Ls? Because even if we win a Super Bowl and he leaves, what is that locker room? Honestly,
But
is
you
it a
know what?
mess? Is it great? Are we just bringing up the next guy and we're Super Bowl contenders again with Jackson Dart?
Well, probably not with a Jackson Dart or a Quinn Ewers. But what I will say is this: it allows my man Cam to walk out with a ring.
Yep.
It allows Minka to get a ring. It allows J.J. Watt to consider walking away with a ring, and it allows Mike Tomlin the opportunity to step away like Bill Cowher did with a ring.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're coming, it's all or nothing.
Right.
There ain't no. I don't give a damn if you limp in at 9-8. Once you get in the playoffs, it's Super Bowl or bust. No one remembers what when Pittsburgh won the Super Bowl the last time. When they won and they beat Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
what seed were they? They didn't have 7 seeds then. I help you out. They were the 6th seed.
See, I
And
wouldn't
they
have
went
guessed
all the
that.
way and won it. And that was Jerome Bettis' last year and Bill
Yeah.
Cowher's last year. No one cared that they were 9-7 going in. The fact is they won the whole damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can come in and pull that off, I'll applaud him and still can't stand him. But it will allow those guys that's been there and earned that time
Right.
to walk away on top. But you can't even return a phone call. But wait a minute. You respect Mike Tomlin, no. But you won't return his call?
Okay. Let's remove all the personal shit because you and I have very personal feelings about Aaron Rodgers. So let's remove all of that. Is he talented enough with this roster to win a Super Bowl? Can he beat Josh Allen at home? Can he beat Lamar Jackson at home? Can he beat Patrick Mahomes at home? Can they go on the road and beat Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl? Can you know what I'm saying? These are top. These are the top guys you are going up against. You're probably going to see the Bengals at some point in a playoff game.
Is Aaron Rodgers good enough to join the Steelers and win the Super Bowl is what you're asking me?
Yep.
Unequivocally, yes. Yes.
Well, then that's why we're waiting.
But here's the kicker. You gotta want to play. You gotta want to play. And now I'm gonna talk to you from the football side of it though.
Yeah.
You got 52 other dudes in that locker room. Now you got 80 something, but you know what I mean. When the
Yeah.
season start, you got 52 going. This motherfucker didn't even want to be here. Oh, he chose us because the Vikings decided they was going to start JJ McCarthy. So
Right.
now he want to come here. Fuck him. That's the problem you're going to have.
So we've
Mike
essentially
Tomlin, Mike Tomlin is betting big time on himself to be able to quell that storm because that is going to be a conversation because those are grown ass men and this is Pittsburgh. Like them, you don't find people to go, Pittsburgh's neither here and there for me. They go, I love them or I hate them. They're like the Cowboys. You love them or hate them.
Yep.
One of the two. There's no, I hope Cowboys win this week. No. You love them or hate them.
Right.
Period. That's where we are. That's what they have to watch out for.
Okay.
If he's dialed in, because my thought process was if he was really dialed in and wanted to come to Pittsburgh and win the Super Bowl, his ass be in the building already.
Oh, 100. Not even a
He,
question.
he's you know what he's doing? He's looking to go. You know why he wants to go to the Vikings?
To be
And I know everybody's going to say they got Justin Jefferson, they got Hawkinson. Okay, we got DK Pickens and Fryermuth, and they have Addison. They just got Jordan Mason, which was a great trade.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota and Chicago have won the offseason.
Oh, yeah.
Great trade. Great trade. He wants to go play Green Bay twice. Because he's a bitter son of a bitch. And this is the only thing I'll agree with him on. I'll be wanting to do the same thing too.
Oh, of course.
Before I get up out of here, let me go light these son bitches up twice. That's what he wants to do.
Anybody that's ever competed in anything will tell you, anything you can find to motivate you, that extra notch, you find it and you use it. Period.
And he's wanting to go play Green Bay. He want to go play Green Bay twice.
Yeah, and
it ain't even twice. He want to go play in Lambeau wearing the visitor's uniform and pick him up in fantasy football that weekend. He throwing for 505.
Let me ask you.
I don't care who we playing with.
I'm going to ask you one more question in the show because we did run a little bit long, but who cares? This is important stuff we have to talk about. So I asked you if we could win with Aaron Rodgers. Unequivocally, yes, you said.
Yes.
Do we need Aaron Rodgers to win a Super Bowl?
No.
Can we win with this roster with Russ?
Yes. With the pickup of DK.
Yeah.
With the additions on defense, even though they're a little older. And now you've put the line, in my opinion, where they should be.
Yep.
And Buffalo's lost some players. Cincinnati's still in turmoil. Kansas City, who still has the best coach in the league.
Yes.
Much as I love Tomlin, Reed's the best coach in the league. But they've lost some stuff. And then that winning and playing all those extra games wear on you. You got to look out for teams like the Chargers. As much as I hate Jim Harbaugh, not personally, but professionally, they're going to be good, even though they're retooling. Baltimore can't seem to get out their own way when it comes to the playoffs. No. So, yes, if you stuck a Russ back there who's not going to turn it over and just keep the ship steady, and now the backfield got faster, smaller, but faster, especially if they can pick up one of those Ohio State running backs, or you go in there and you pick up another wide receiver since Roman can't seem to pick up the playbook.
Yep.
You can't pick up Arthur Smith's playbook. You're probably not going to be in the league long.
Nope.
But maybe they can pick up another receiver. And they have a shot at it. They have a shot. But you can't go to Buffalo and win. Then you can't go to Cincinnati and win. And then you can't go to Kansas City and win. Nobody's doing that. You gotta try to win that division. But do they have enough talent? Yes. And they have the coach to do it. But can you do it with Mason Rudolph? No, not gonna happen. It would be a Trent Dilfer-esque ask.
Yeah, we are
Mason Rudolph.
Look, man, player-wise, as far as I'm concerned, we're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Attitude-wise in the front office right now, we're the Pittsburgh Quilt Makers. There's just soft as baby shit.
I mean, we're just letting one dude who's done nothing for your organization ever dictate what you're doing, and I don't get it. So that's what tells me that if you are bringing him in, you are winning the whole thing, or somebody's job is on the line. And that's the bottom line.
Well, with that being said, Lou and I will be in the ring of fire, probably with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, he can come.
No, he's not invited. He's not invited to this
look, what make you think he can call me? He won't call Mike Tomlin.
Well, because you're Lou motherfucking Willard. And for Lou motherfucking Willard, I am Corey motherfucking Idol. And this is 6 motherfucking Rings and Counting. We will see you next time. Have a good day, everybody.